Coach Luno, what was the mind candy you gave the guys last week?
We should ask them.
Good talk. All right, guys, you guys are on. What was the mind candy that Coach Luno gave you guys last Wednesday while I was on the road? Don't be shy. You can chat. You can type it in, or you can raise your hand. We'll call on you. Oh, here we go. Elliot Carnegie getting busy typing it in. Who else? I don't see any hands going up. Do you, Coach?
I don't, not yet.
This will be impressive if you guys are actually taking notes and paying attention. Morning, Coach Duel.
Coach Duel siding. Come on, Carson Reno, Marcus Lee. Man.
Pressure's on.
Or Trey Salton.
We're recording this morning.
Some of our upperclassmen here. Grade in.
He's here. Okay.
You guys should know the deal.
That's why repetition is not a punishment. It's the greatest means of teaching. We're going to go on because it's already 8:03. If it is to be, is that right? Is that how did I start that right? It is up to me?
Yep.
If it is to be, it is up to me. Okay. I want to stick with that a little bit. I know sometimes we go through a new mind candy every day, but I want to drive that point home. Before you guys were, Coach Duel, you were tuning in, I was asking Coach Luno and Coach Quarterman if they played tennis. And this weekend I spent some time trying to teach my son how to play tennis. And, we talk about inch by inch, life's a cinch, yard by yard, life is hard. And he's been coming to camp forever, and he can recite that by heart. But the actual meaning of that mind candy hasn't seeped into his mind or heart yet, because he sees his dad, who's already put in 10,000 hours, just swinging away, hitting like a pro, and immediately he wants to come back and copy the same thing. Well, I don't know if I told the story before, but I was really lucky. I had a coach who, my sophomore year in high school, I was playing basketball at the local YMCA, and this guy and we were playing one-on-one, and he took a liking to me. Long story short, we end up at the tennis court, and I see him in the far court just hidden away like a professional tennis player. I had no idea. So I went up to him. We struck a conversation, and he just, without any prompting, he goes, "Hey, why don't you go on the other side? I'll show you a couple things." And so he gets a bucket of balls like this. You see over here, okay. And he starts just feeding me balls, and I had this wide looping swing. Okay, I swung it so hard I hit the garage door. No one's ever taught me how to shoot before, swing a tennis racket the correct way. And so he goes, "If you have any chance of being a serious tennis player, we have to fix your swing." And I was like, "What's wrong with my swing? I'm hitting the snot out of it." He goes, "No, you have to let the racket do all the work. Right now, you're making your arm do all the work." So I go, "Okay." So he had me doing this. This is in the summer before my sophomore year. He goes, "You have to stick your elbow next to your hip and generate power from the racket and from the rotation of your hip." Okay. So last week, Coach Duel, I was showing them just, my stroke, and here's a closed stance, open stance. Okay. So he has me doing this. I have to cock my wrist, lead with the wrist. Ball comes. I have to lift up my racket, point to it as it's coming. 1, 2. If you see from the side. Okay. See this? To this day, his teaching points stick with me. Now, I haven't picked up a racket in a year. And as they say, it's always like just riding a bike. I had to do that swing. The homework assignment he gave me before I had to come see him next week was without any balls. Every day, I had to have 500 swings, shadow hits that I had to do before I came and I got to hit the ball with them. So 500 times 7 or 6, really, that's 3,000 swings before I got to hit a ball. And in the course of 3 months, I completely retooled my forehand. And in the course of 3 months, I went from being the number 5 singles player to the number 2 singles player my sophomore year. In my junior year, I was the number 1 singles player for our high school team and had beaten out a guy who's been playing tennis all his life. He was pretty pissed, coach. So we used to have challenge matches. So and here's the true fears, no question point. I know we're 7 minutes in. In order to get up to that number 1 ranking, what you do is if you're the number 5 guy, you go up to the number 4 guy. So Coach Quarterman is the number 4 ranked singles player. I'm the number 5. Hey, Josh, challenge match. You ready? I would have to challenge him. And if I beat him, then I'm number 4. True fears, no question. And I go to Coach Duel. Hey, Coach Duel's the number 3 singles player. What do I do? Hey, challenge match next week. We play. Beat him. Beat him. Beat him. True fears, no questions. You win, you're the number 1 player. I say all that because during this time, okay, and it's been hard. It's been 5 weeks or 7 weeks. We lost track. How many of you guys are adding something to your tool belt? And you know, maybe in your mind, hey, I'm not as good of a shooter as I've been. What are you doing in terms of shoring up your fundamentals? Does that make sense? So for example, this is what we're gonna do today. You all got a ball, right? By the way, at some point we're gonna get some sweat in, but I want to make sure we do this. Every single one of you guys, I want you to stand where I can see your feet to your head, and so if I'm walking back, I'm about right here. And what we're gonna watch as coaches is we're gonna watch your form shadow shooting, and you're gonna shoot for the next 5 minutes. It's 8:09. When I say go, we're gonna go until 8:15. And you're gonna sit there, and however you think you shoot, from your shot pocket to your full release, you're gonna work on it for 5 minutes. And I wanna see actually how many shadow shots that you get up in 5 minutes. Okay, you understand me? Here we go. Ready? Go. You don't need a ball. You don't need a ball. You don't need a ball. Keep track. So Brody, I don't think that's how you shoot, with your foot on the ball. So that's a wasted rep. So coaches, I don't know if I'm filming this right now. I don't know if it's gonna work if I like highlight each player, you know, if it's gonna show on the video. I just pinned Grant Maxwell. Can you guys see it? You can't see it? Okay. What if I did spotlight? Can you see it now? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going, Grant. Yeah, you're on the spot. So what I'm curious about Grant Maxwell is why his guide hand's not going with him, right? He's got a really wide base too. It's amazing you can get a lot done spotlighting Peter Corey. Okay, it's been a minute. Let's look at the Alice brothers.
Owen, you gotta come up on your toes. You gotta be using your legs. You're flat-footed.
You're doing great, Carter. Keep going. Mikey Phillips. Hey, Jay, if you could check your text, one of our players needs help logging in, it looks like. Hold that follow through, Mahmoud. Graydon, can you scoot back and stand where I can see your feet as well? And can you angle? Is there a way for you to angle your cell phone so you can do that? Still can't see your feet. I'm gonna come back to you. Try to figure that out. Okay.
I don't think there's like an angle. I can like not see my head.
No, there's a way. No, you'll figure it out. You're good, Zach. Yep. Okay, Blake. 2 more minutes. Keep going, Carson. Carson, do you watch the rim or do you watch the ball when you shoot? One or two? One. You're a rim watcher, huh? Okay. Just watching your shot right now, watching your eyes in your shot, I wonder.
Yeah, Coach, I'd be curious how many guys are actually picturing the shot they're taking right now.
Not a lot, but
where they are on the court, how the ball comes out of their hand.
I like that. Hold that guy hand up too, Trace. Keep going. So that's the court, Coach Luno.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
That's the setup right there. Trace Saul, no excuses. 5.
What do you trace?
4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Come back to the screen, please. Okay. Coach Duel or the other coaches on here, I don't know how far you got to go through it. 2 things. Actually, Coach Luno, you were saying a few things about just imagination and all that. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Watching some of you guys shoot, I would be really interested to know how many of you guys were actually picturing the shot you were taking. Right? We're on you guys about imagination all the time, but if we're going to sit here for 5 minutes and coaches are going to ask us just to shoot without a basketball, how many are you going through it and picturing every step of the way? Am I picturing a catch and how the ball feels in my hands, right? Trace is spotlighted and he's feeling the ball, but I can do that in my imagination. That's how vivid I'm trying to be, how specific I'm trying to be when I'm going through that. I'm picturing the ball and how it feels in my hands as I catch, right? I'm getting my legs involved. I'm making sure I go all the way up through my shot. Okay, all the way to like Owen Alice, I was on you about coming up through your toes, or some of you guys were jumping, which is great. because I'm imagining what the shot I'm actually taking, whether it's a free throw or a jump shot or a 3-pointer. Like I'm picturing that as I come all the way through, all the way up through my release. Like I can feel the ball leaving my hands. I'm going to hold my follow through, right? If we're really talking imagination, is there a scenario I'm playing out in my head? Am I seeing the ball go through the net? Right? Am I shooting a nice soft touch shot off the glass, right? Using the backboard. Can I see that in my mind? I'm not just going through these 5 minutes, just like kind of shooting like this because coach said I got to just shoot, right? I'm picturing all that and I'm letting it go.
Yeah. Just, I'd pay attention to what Coach Luno had to say. Okay. Coming from one of the better shooters in our program history. Now, here's the next question. How many of you guys do this in front of a mirror so that there's accountability? So for me right now, and again, I'm recording this for you guys so the guys who aren't here can see it. But now I've spotlighted myself, so now that's my mirror. But how many of you guys are sitting here coming to it saying, okay, I'm slightly wider than my shoulder, okay? And my wrist, elbow, knee, and toe are all in line. You talk about a free throw, and you should never change your form. But not right now, like you don't have a ball, you don't have any defense. It's just you and your shot, and the mirror. There's accountability there. And how many guys are sitting here, okay? And this is a lie because I know that when I shoot, sometimes I'm slightly slanted, okay? So I'm actually here. I kind of like to sit slanted, but at the end of the day, everything that's coming comes from the same place every time. So now. Again, grading. I can't see my full self. I'm gonna move. Go my tennis rackets. 1. Hold it all. 2. 3. And Carson, this is what I'm saying. Like, my eyes haven't moved, my head hasn't moved, and it's the same form. Okay. Right. And again, you go through that. You got to be there before you get there. That's the thing. Like, I'm trying to make 100 free throws in a row before this COVID time is over. At some point, I'm going to get it done. Gotten close, okay? But that means if I'm not out there because I'm watching my kids or whatever, okay? But how am I prepping for that moment? Okay? We're going to do this one more time. It's 8:20. 8:19, we're going to go for 3 minutes. I'm going to go through and watch the guys that I haven't had a chance to watch yet. Coaches, if you wouldn't mind just kind of scanning the room yourself and do the same. And then maybe even there's a chance for us to come back and give individual feedback. All right, ready? You got 3 minutes. Keep track of how many shots you've taken. Go. Stopped at Max Archambault. Check a look at Brody's shot. Brody has the Jack Klumock hitch as he goes up. Do you guys all see that? It's coming from left to right. Marcus Lee next, our most prolific shooter in the program. The sun in the background. Coach Duell, when I first met Marcus, I think he made him come to my camp like 7th grade. He used to get his left thumb involved, and it would take a side spin.
Yep, pretty common.
Came a long way fixing that one.
Yep.
It was up to him. He was determined, though. Jordan Phillips, my man. Jordan stands like me. Do you see his left?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have to address that a little bit, aren't we? Jordan, I know you're in the middle of it. Can you hear me? Just give me a thumbs up. Can you turn that left foot slightly towards me? There you go. Can you stand there and not rock a little? No, it's totally foreign for you. Can you rock a little bit in that stance? Just kind of sit back and no, up and down. Yeah, right there. Keep doing that. There you go. That's good.
Maybe a little narrow too on his feet, but
We'll address
it's
that.
close. Yeah. The follow through on a lot of these guys is pretty good. I mean, I think the feet are probably the thing that need the most work, but like the extension and the follow through.
Yep.
That's something that Max Archambault, you got to follow through a little bit more. Flick that wrist, Max. A.
Hey, Hooper, are you always going to turn that far sideways before you shoot it? All right. I like you stepping into your shot, but you got to be able to do it. You're not always going to have a huge step in every time you shoot.
Hold that follow through hoop. That's not how you shoot. There you go. That's the other thing that's interesting, Coach. Like some of these guys are doing this and their shot looks noticeably different without a ball in their hands. Like Hoop actually has a really good extension follow through, but he's goosenecking it right now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Kola, how many shots did you get up in that 3 minutes?
58.
58? It's not bad. Matt Lane, how many shots did you get up in that time?
62.
2. How many did you make? How many shots did you make, Matt? In that time?
I don't know. All of them?
There we go. That's the answer. Realistically, if you shot 62 free throws, how many would you make? I'd say about, 55 on a good day. All right. Thanks for indulging me today. It's okay, Matt. You don't have to answer now. All right, here we go. You got a ball in your hand. Now all you're doing is you're going to spin it. 1, 2, catch. 1, coach, catch. 2, and get up to your shot pocket. Okay, that's it. 1, 2, shot pocket. I don't want you to shoot yet. I know for me, I got a beam up here in my garage. Okay. Well, all you're doing is you're going to catch it. 1, 2, shot. Okay. Let's do that for 3 minutes. It's 8:24. Here we go. There's a lot of guys to get through, coaches. You're good, Jackson. Keep going. Scoot back. Let's see your footwork. Take half a step back, please. Take 1 big step back, Jackson Seal. Take 1 big.
Yeah.
There you go. I want to see your feet. Go.
He's 7'5", so he's got to take more steps back.
There you go. 2. Okay. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, here we go. Now, this is a famous story. Okay. This is Victor Oladipo, his freshman year, raw athlete at DeMatha Catholic. And a lot of guys at that level in that league, if they think they're going to make it to the league one day, like if you come in as a freshman, if you don't play JV basketball, they think it's the end of the world. Well, Victor played freshman basketball, and his shot needed retooling. So one of the player development coaches at the time, his name is David Atkins. He's now a player development coach with the Washington Wizards. The story goes like this. They would go down to the basement weight room, and there was a mirror. And so this is the same story. It's really amazing. There's a common thread when you're talking about guys retooling their shots or fixing their golf swing or fixing their tennis swing. Before Vic could take a shot, I'm gonna have to call Coach Atkins and verify this again. He had Vic standing in front of a mirror, and all he could do was stand in the perfect shot pocket position like this and hold it to teach muscle memory, right, to his body. Just this. For an entire Breakfast Club for Lord knows how long. Okay, so now a lot of you guys have some goofy handwork, some body parts, you know, knees and everything else out of alignment. What I want you guys to do is you're gonna stand like a statue in your form for 3 minutes. Okay, so if I'm spotlighting myself one more time. Okay, so Braylon Ramirez, you got, I think it looks like on the video, you got pretty big hands. I have pretty average small hands for a basketball player. I like to try to put my my index finger and my middle finger kind of aligned to the hole. Okay, some people say, hey, you want to put your index finger right in the middle of the basketball. Okay, but somewhere it's got to sit in the middle. And again, this is classic camp style guide hand instruction. Now, there's variables because some of you guys have really small hands, so you're going to overcompensate. Some of you guys have big hands, you don't need to compensate as much. But for me, an average, like any of the little guys, incoming freshmen, our hands are going to be comparable size. I'm going to try to make a T with my thumb. Okay, and there's a lot of argument on how much space you should have here. Okay, but have it kind of sit on your finger pads as much as you can. And all I want you to do is right here. I'm going to be honest. This is how I shoot. Let me just kind of like riding a bike. Come back to my habits. Right there. Okay.
If you take one step back.
Okay. So now, I'm just going to sit there for 30 minutes or 30 seconds. When I say go, you're going to stay in that form and then rest, and you're going to do it again. Okay. Ready? Go. A little higher, Graydon. A little lower, Brody. Sit in the stance, Tyler Willard. You should have a slight bend in your knee.
Mikey Phillips, same for you. You got to be a little lower.
That's it, Christian. Christian Rawls mad because I beat him on the shooting contest recently. He's really got to work on this so he can come back and pay back coach for the losses he's taken. Ain't that right, Christian? Uh-huh. Rest. Okay. Loosen up. Ready? Right back in it. Right back in that chair. Go. 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, and we bring your feet in a little bit closer, just a tiny bit. Just be more on balance. There you go. Not so wide.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Elliot, you got to sit down in your stance.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Rest. 30 is a random number, isn't it, Jay? I just picked an arbitrary number. A lot of guys just can't stay in the stands for 30 seconds. Interesting. Right back in at 20 seconds. Ready? Go. I'm going to take a screenshot of Mikey Phillips' shot right now, guys, coaches. Okay. Click, boom. Jackson Seal, why are you not in the shooting form? Oh, that you are in the shooting form. You're just standing funny. There you go. That's what you look like. This is helpful. Rest. Shake it off. One more time. Ready? 20 seconds. Go.
Keep going, Tyler.
Rest. One last time. Shake it off. 30 seconds. Back to 30 seconds. Ready? Go. This is really telling. Watching some of these guys, huh? Curious about Marcus. Some of these guys have sun in their background, Coach Farmer. Can't really see. You're good, Marcus. Keep going. You got the neighbor walking their dog, wondering what the heck Marcus Lee is doing. They seen him do some goofy stuff in the driveway, but this is a first. What's up, Marcus? You good? You been good? Yeah. No, Coach, this is terrible. Rest. Okay. All right. There's your first lesson. 30 minutes. Now the question is this: how many of you guys are going to actually go out and do this? This is not sexy. This isn't fun. This isn't something you would post on your Instagram page. This has nothing to do with your highlights. I need a guy like Marcus Lee who's going to come in and play the only 5 minutes of his varsity minutes as a sophomore. He goes into a game because he can make a shot or two against his own defense and saves the season. It's ready for that moment. All right, here we go. It's time, 8:35. Thanks for showing up today. We'll follow back up with you guys on some stuff. I'm going to work out for 10 minutes since I might as well, since I'm here. If you guys want to stick around, you're welcome to. Okay. I filmed this, so I'll probably send it out to you guys as well. If you want to watch over yourselves, you're welcome to do that as well. Okay. Sound good? Here we go. Marcus, you're going to lead us on this workout. Okay. I'll model it first, and then you're leading us the rest of the way. How's that sound? Okay. You're going to have to unmute yourself too then. Okay. Here we go. Since you guys showed up, let's get a little ball handling in, 10 minutes. Otherwise, if you got to go, have a great day. We'll see you back on Tuesday, tomorrow at 9 a.m. for film session. Wednesday, we're going to go, what are we doing? Back at Breakfast Club. Sound good? Okay.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Ready? Pound dribble right. Left jab. Okay. Your stance. Ready? Okay. Go. Let's go. Working. Break a sweat. We're out of here. Okay. That's 11 o'clock. Go. 11 o'clock. Keep going. 11 o'clock, Marcus. Here we go.
Oh.
Yep. 12 o'clock. You're still at 9 o'clock. Good. 12 o'clock. You're going forward now. Forward. Step forward. Go. Good, Marcus. Okay, rest. Okay, Marcus, you can go ahead and mute. Okay, we're going to switch hands in a minute. Here we go. So we went 9 o'clock. motion. Still ball in the right hand. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Go, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Hands left. Ready? Left hand dribble. Right hand, right foot going 2, 3 o'clock. Ready? Go. Out dribble here, break the floor. 1, 2, 3. Keep going. Okay? Some goofy stuff here. Let's see.
Christian, pound that thing a little faster. Work at it.
Jay, I can't spotlight some of these guys. I want to see Owen Alice's footwork. Do you see how he's coming back narrower than he needs to be? Same thing with Elliot Carnegie. That's the temptation, isn't it? It's really interesting.
Great, and you got to sit in a stance, man. Drop those hips.
Okay, next. Now left. 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 12 o'clock. Okay? 11 o'clock. Go. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Let's get the heart rate up a little bit. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Let's work on our gather, something we haven't done before. Okay, so all you're gonna do, back to the right, you're pounding a couple times, you're jabbing a couple times, and then what you're gonna do is, on that last pound, you're gonna gather up to your shot. 1, 2, shot. 1, 2, shot. 1, 2, shot. Okay? Ready? Go. What did Phil Beckner say to us on the shot off the dribble, Jay? The dribble is a pass to yourself. It's a good one. Let's go, Trace. It's a big one for you. Good. I like that. 1.
Got to be balanced. Shouldn't be falling over.
Yep. Hey, Coach Dorado with the cameo. Let's go. All right, here we go. So now again, 9 o'clock. Okay, now you're trying to get your defender up a little bit. But you're coming right back to your shot. So now this is hard, right? Because now from here, I can go into a staggered stance right away. Now the next one, you move forward. You got to bring it right back. And as Coach Dorado saying, this is going to be harder. You're struggling with this. Going to 9 o'clock, you're going forward, and to come back under balance is going to be hard. Pounding, pounding, shot. Okay?
Get back to your toes, not to your heels.
Good talk. Ready? Go. Our one lefty, Peter Corey, going the other way. That's great. Keep going, Peter. You're doing great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, it gets a lot harder, right? So now, we'll do a couple of them. We'll just add on. Side shot, step shot, shot, ooh, shot. Okay. Next one, you went forward, come back, shot. This one you probably don't do in the regular game situation, very rarely, but just for the sake of working on our footwork and landing back balance, this would be a good one. Opposite snap, dribble, and you're going up. Okay? Ready? So one of each. Set. Go. I don't think Bob Moon heard instruction on gathering. You see that? I couldn't hear. All right. Switch hands. Left hand. Ready? Same thing. Now we're on the left hand. Okay? So now everything you've been doing, this is a struggle today. Going back and forth. Okay? So now we were doing right. Right. Okay, now we're doing left. Left hand dribble. I'm a right-handed shooter. I'm jabbing one way, jab. But now I got to bring it from my left side of the body to my right and go into my shot. Jab, shot, shot. Okay? Ready? Go. You got to stay in that stance, Trace. Good. Next one. So now again, I went 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, shot, shot. Okay. Okay. Go. See, now that's interesting. Do you see that, Jay? Elliot, you got to bring that ball to your shot pocket, not to your hip. There you go.
Yeah, coach, maybe you make that point to everybody what you were saying about using the dribble to help it get to your pocket.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for the right-handed shooters. They got to really snatch it back, don't they? Or maybe even the dribbles. You got to keep it closer to you. Last one. Last one. Now we're going to go again, 12 o'clock. Okay. So left-handed dribble. Okay. A jab right. Now again, you can see my feet. This should be an easier return to my stance than with the other hand, okay? But I'm dribbling, okay? Usually I'm dribbling on the sides, okay? But maybe it's right in front of my left toe. I went, got the defender back, and right it back in my shot pocket. Okay? Okay? Let's go, 30 seconds, work on it. We'll watch a little bit, give you guys some feedback after the call. We'll go from there. Go. Kellen, that looks really good, Kellen Krebs. That looks really good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work, fellas. Okay, that's Monday. If it is to be, it is up to me. Inch by inch, life's a cinch. Yard by yard, life is hard. There's no shortcuts to being a great shooter. The question now is just the basic stuff like this. Are you going to go work on it at some point between today and Wednesday morning to show that you're dominating the simple? All right. Great job. Marcus, you tired, man? You got winded? Nah, coach. Well, you should be. You should be pushing out of your comfort zone. Coaches, do we have anything? Are we good? Can let them go? Good work today. We'll see you guys tomorrow for film session. Have a great day.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, coaches.
Thank you.
Coaches.
You know?